they're gonna know we're there. They tore down the building that would have been like the most epic tiny wood building ever. Except if you crashed, you would never get it back. You wanna just walk over and try? Sure. Damn it. No Road to Riot episodes for you. Dang, that hanging low wire.
Oh my god, that's a telephone wire. That's not a power line.
Dang. Is it like clean inside? Dusty. It was pretty gnarly before, but now you got like holes for days. Concrete chunk.
Stick to this.
Alright, so haven't made a video in a while. I'm trying to get back on track. I am out with Kevin and Tommy. We're in Atlanta finally. I've been on the road for a while. I went to Mexico again. I was in California, I went to Arizona, Utah, and then Alabama, all kinds of stuff in the last week. And now I'm at the Dairies, which is like this abandoned dairy farm thing that's been around for a while. They're trying to turn it into some kind of weird little hipster Krog Street Market looking thing. But this is the first time that I've been able to like film and fly at the same time, where like I could use stuff from my channel, because obviously a lot of the stuff that I've been doing this last weekend was in Alabama with Road to Riot, so all that stuff was for Road to Riot. Before that I was out shooting with Viceland, all of that stuff was for Vice. Before that I was in Mexico with another company, all of that stuff was for that company. I managed to get a few videos out, but you know, they were good actually. I was kind of not anticipating getting anything out of that trip, and I ended up getting some stuff, so it was good. However, I wanted to teach you guys something today, because there's a lot of stuff out there. I see a lot of gruesome photos on YouTube, not on YouTube, on Instagram and on Facebook all the time about people chopping their hands up and posting those videos. So I wanted to show you guys how I hand launch. There needs to be like the most emphasis on the warning situation ever, because you can very, very easily hurt yourself, and you probably will. So don't try this unless you are just 100% confident that you can do exactly what I'm doing, and you can beep exactly like this truck is beeping behind me or in front of me. So I'm going to show you how to hand launch. I'm going to show you how I hand launch. Obviously it only works with my quad in this particular way because it's a battery, the battery's mounted on top, and I don't use air mode. So for the people that are using air mode, this might not work as well as you think it's going to work, so just don't try it at home. And then as far as people that are using like an underslung battery quad, you can hold it from the bottom, but it just, I don't know, it's kind of sketchy. And you gotta have a lot of dexterity and a lot of awareness of where your throttle position is and all this stuff when you're taking off, and you gotta know what to do. If you're gonna do it with your goggles off, which I recommend because you can see, don't do it with your goggles on, that would be super sketch, but you're gonna take your goggles on your head, you're gonna hand launch. Mainly the reason I do this is so that it doesn't get dusty, or maybe I'm in a position where I can't launch off of something, or maybe I just wanna have it look good, because hand launching does look cool. But a lot of the reason I do hand launch and hand catch, and I'll be showing you a hand catch as well, is because of the dust. There's a lot of dust in places that I fly, and I don't like kicking it up because sometimes it can be detrimental to your health, like when I was in the Chernobyl. And a lot of the times you just go in abandoned places, there's a lot of mold and you're already breathing stuff in, and I'd rather not breathe more in because I'm breathing in the dust that I'm kicking up. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you guys how I hand launch, and hopefully I'll hand catch, and this is all going to be inside, so it's going to be a little harder than usual, but we'll see how it goes.
What's up everybody, my name is Mr. Steele. I'd like to welcome you all to my tutorial on hand launches and catches. We're going to show you how to do it.
You got to roll them dice and get a 5. Alright, so this is how you hand launch, and that's how you hand catch. This will freaking chop your fucking phalanges off, okay? Don't do that, or this. Okay? Stop. Just go ahead and just save yourself some, I don't know why I'm teaching people this. I'm gonna do it because I think it's a necessary thing, and I kind of want to make a thumbnail that says you will fucking die if you try this. So this is going to work really well with this quad because it is top mount battery. I've seen people hand launch like this. That's fucking sketchy. Don't do it, okay? Because what if you put a prop on backwards and it goes, it just chops your neck off. Super sketch, don't do it. Unless you're quad mover, and then you have perfectly, you put your props on correctly because you're quad mover. So, I have no air mode set up, none. This is armed on the KISS. I have an arm switch. And then I have a gyro activate switch. Once the gyro is active, it's like it's in air mode. However, it doesn't freak out because the P's aren't super freaking high at low throttle. Keep that in mind. So, hand launch. Goggles are on my head. The ground is dusty as shit. I'm trying not to get spores in my lungs. I get it. I arm it. The gyros are active. I toss, and then I give a little bit of throttle. Once it's in the air, I kind of stabilize the hover. Stabilize the hover. If you're indoors, it's a little more crucial because you don't want to fucking flop into the ceiling. If you're outside, you can just full throttle the moon, and hopefully you're on the right channel or your goggles are on when you turn on. And then all you gotta do is try not to hit the ceiling, and we're good. And you gotta be quick about throwing your goggles on if you're sketchy about throttle management, which is what I was just sketchy about. Then you can flop around a little, kind of get a feeling for the place. Maybe touch the ceiling a little like that. Get your spin on, flop around inside, get your power loop on, back into the building. And then, okay, so the hand catch, all right? This is freaking sketchy as shit. I'm just gonna go ahead and let you know. Tommy's right next to me, he knows it's sketchy. So, there's two ways you can do it. You can look at yourself, you can get into stable hover like I am right now. However, when you take your goggles off, all the controls are gonna be reversed because you're nose in hovering instead of tail in hovering. It's a little easier to tail in hover, however, you don't know how far you are away when you are turning away from yourself. So now that I'm looking away from myself, I am just judging I'm the same distance that I was away from myself before because I didn't move anywhere. So I'm kind of hovering, I'm hovering. This would probably be bad if I were in Chernobyl because there would be a lot of dust. I am about to pop my goggles off because I'm in a stable hover. Pop the goggles off, the quad is chilling, throttle is chilling. I'm going to bring it back towards myself, tail in. Once it gets close to my hand, I'm gonna kind of let it go do its thing, and I'm going to drop the fuck out of it. Okay?
I don't think I've ever seen you drop it.
I know, I was like,
That's the very first time I've ever seen you drop
Alright, let's do that again. Oh, look at this prop.
you got a little bit of derp.
A little dirt prop.
Little derp.
God damn it, now I gotta do it again. Alright, so we're coming in. I'm chilling. We've already done this because I fucked it up one time. We pull it into a stable hover. Try not to get the quad. Just make sure it's chilling. It helps when it's in a calm location because if there's wind or anything or your throttle sucks. See, like right now my hand is off. The quad is kind of in ground effect right now, just blowing all those spores into my lungs. So you kind of want to get it a little bit higher. Do it quickly. And remember, you're far away from yourself if you're moving forward, and you're not if you're behind. So, oh my God, I almost pulled the goggles off frontward. That would have been awesome. So, I'm bringing the quad back towards myself. I get it into kind of a backward momentum. Like it's not really like full throttle towards me. Bring it back towards myself. I can kind of take my hands off the stick, but it's going to drift. I just bring it back and then kill it when it's in my hand. Now, I don't grab the top because there is a chance that it would go up. There is very little chance that it will go down. So that's why I hand catch like that on the way in and I hand launch like this on the way out. You have more of a grip on the quad when it's like this so that you can actually control it. I can control it if it's like trying to do shit. Where if I'm holding it like this and I try to do that, it's just gonna eat my face off. So you can do it like this. And then when you hand catch it like this.
Okay. Stingy says when you have an underslung battery, you can do the same. So
Yes.
if it's underslung, you're doing the same thing. You're holding it like this, so when it's freaking out, it doesn't freak out into your face. I agree with the top mounted battery, don't do that. But if you have an
Don't do
underslung,
this because you just don't have enough real estate.
but if you have an underslung battery, you can grip the battery and do
Yes.
kind of the same thing.
But it is a little sketchier because it's kind of free.
Yeah,
You can do that. This
I can see it.
I'm kind of like I'll do the hand launch again. So I'm not armed. The gyros are not active. I arm the gyros. I kind of just toss the quad before I even get into the throttle. And when I do that, it kind of wants to like save itself. So my hand's on the throttle, I toss it, and then I give it a little throttle like I'm just gonna fly away if I were to do it in FPV. And again, this is very, very dangerous, so please don't do this unless you're very confident in your flying ability. And I'm gonna hand catch again so you can see how I did that. So I'm bringing it in, bringing it in, and then you can kind of walk to it and then kill it in your hand. Don't touch it before you kill it. Kill it, let it drop into your hand. Because if you touch it, it's gonna go fucking freak out, okay?
Into your face.
Yeah, don't do that. All right, so let's rip.
Yes.
So I hope you learned something. I'm gonna rip now, and I look tired as shit, and I'm cold. I'm not cold at all. It's nice out. I'm gonna fly.
I'm confused.
I'm confused.
Stand still.
So this will freaking chop your fucking fingers off, okay?
Yeah, do that again.
That, why?
Because,
Why?
do it. Because I was like looking at that instead of you.
Thanks for watching. Don't chop your fingers off.